ACC play continues to ramp up, and we're underway. They start out with a service error, and North Carolina goes on the board first. There's some fans in attendance. Adrenaline can be high, and it was already showcased there on that serve from Harmony Sample. It's the serve from Pierce. She brings it over. Big swing attempt. No touch there, and Carolina quickly up 2. A lot of newcomers coming in this season for North Carolina. As here comes Haley Pierce from Charlotte, North Carolina. Gardy tries to push it over, still kept alive. Here's another chance. Barant digs it out. Now set up for Thorpe, who puts it down cross court. Chelsea Thorpe has done some tremendous things this season, all thanks to that man right there, coaching him up and making sure that North Carolina continues on what has been their best start since 2016.
The pressure is just always going to start from the service line. Both teams, you can see how they're going to go after it. Both teams making a service error early, but they know they both have got to try to get each other's teams out of system, and so they're going to make some errors along the way.
Early pressure here from North Carolina. Barant, the back set, and that one gets through the block. Jackie Taylor punches it through.
Jackie Taylor now serving.
Comes Jackie Taylor, just a sophomore. Here's the swing, coming for Garrity, and it gets down.
We expect to see that, the ball going out there when they need to, and Garrity's already starting with a great cross-court shot there, really getting the Irish on the offensive end of things.
Morgan Gardy, excuse me, the one there for the kill to push that one down. Here's the chance on the near side for Thorpe. She punches it through once again. There's a lot of good things that Chelsea Thorpe has been able to do this season for North Carolina. Here's Sienna Kaza. Notched her career high in assists last time out. Bjork met in the middle. Once again, the block. And there's Lauren Shutter on the block for North Carolina.
Shutter and Smith together have combined and done a phenomenal job in blocking. Both of them work so well together as a right side. Lainey Smith has just been a really big factor for the team. And Shutter has just gotten better and better and really does a big job against the opponent.
We talked about Shutter a lot prior to this broadcast. Big rally going on. Gardy pushes it over. There was a whistle, a double touch, and the point will go to Notre Dame.
A little bit of an off-speed shot caught the team a little bit flat-footed there and right in the middle of the court.
Maya Baker. Now a chance for Hampton as she pushes it down. The crowd starting to get into it now here in Carmichael.
That's a big-time swing from Safi Hampton. That's an elite-level play, putting the ball down about 10-foot line.
Special stuff from Safi Hampton. We've seen it all year long. The back set to Gardy, attacking Hampton. And she gets it down for the Irish.
And in that rotation, Gardy is attacking from the right side, but they know that their setters, they're going to find her. They're going to find her wherever she is on the court, and she does a really good job of executing that kill.
Talking with Coach Rockwell, she has certainly diversified her skill set in her young sophomore campaign. Rally kept alive by Shutter. Big ball from Pierce, put over. Now the back set. Down the line, kept alive by Notre Dame for a second, but Laney Smith, another one of those big hitters for Carolina, stepping up.
That's a great rally, high-level volleyball on both sides. And if Laney Smith continues to do what she's doing right there, that's going to be a big factor to getting her to score early in the match.
The service from May. Smartly pushed over by Taylor. Nobody there in the middle, and Notre Dame is able to find some success on offense.
Had that same kind of shot that we saw earlier right in the middle. Tar Heels will have to make some adjustments on that if they keep with those off-speed shots to the middle.
Good serve there. Pierce has got to make a good move to the ball. The setup for Pierce. Kaza too aggressive on the pass. Can't get it to Pierce. And Notre Dame comes crawling back.
Yeah, they got a little stuck there, and the ball was set a little too tight for anybody to do anything with, and it was just hopefully the coverage could have come up with the ball, but the Irish block won out on that one.
Back to Pierce as it goes into the stands, and another great opportunity cashed in for Haley Pierce.
Haley does a nice job seeing the block in front of her, cutting the ball to the inside, past the two big blockers, and able to score against the libero.
Able to get a hand on it, but it will go in Notre Dame's favor. This block for UNC has stepped up game after game, and they're certainly going to do so against a team like Notre Dame.
Yeah, they're a physical team that pins on both outside hitters for Notre Dame, a 6'4", so they've got to have the block become a factor, and that's one way to help beat the block, is to spread the offense out. And if they can attack from the middle of the Tar Heels, that's going to open a lot more things open for all the hitters. It's going to help Hampton, it's going to help Pierce, it's going to help Thorpe, all of them.
Notre Dame within 3. Pierce with a nice serve over. Here's a chance down the middle. Barrett pushes it over. Great defense from North Carolina. Here's a chance. May can't get there. And there's Sydney Elmers to punch that one cross court. We'll take another look.
Elmers does a nice job hitting high up the top of the hands, deep into the court. She's a junior on the roster, but she's a young player, and she keeps getting better and better. And the coaches really like what she's doing this year. And now follows up with a really tough serve.
Coach Rockwell mentioned that to us as well. Sydney has got a nasty serve. Brings a lot of vocal leadership and really uses her experience coming from a championship level program to try to instill some of that winning culture into the Irish. Here's a chance put down as Notre Dame comes back and ties this match up.
We see this is where the pressure of Notre Dame's tough serving is paying off right now, getting UNC out of system, and this is what they count on. They have to continue to serve tough. Great pass by Pierce that time.
Evans was there to dig it out. May is there as well. Two liberos going back and forth. Hampton gets it over, but the rally's still alive. Gardy down the line, right at Barron. She puts it down. Irish take the lead.
Gardy makes a great read, seeing the block is set up inside, turns it down the line, right up past Chelsea Thorpe. That's a big-time swing.
The service is giving North Carolina some problems right now. The back set put down by Naji. And a timeout.
Program in 10 years, and it's been a great, and we're so appreciative of it.
There's so many benefits to the athletes that use it. And it's ever so right for a North Carolina team that is playing at a level that we haven't seen in a long time. As another chance put down for Notre Dame. They now lead by 3, their biggest lead so far here today.
Yeah, we saw one of the big blocks, and there's Gardy, doing her thing as a blocker against Thorpe. That matchup, we're going to keep an eye on that matchup throughout the night. Thorpe versus Gardy. It's going to be interesting to see how that goes back and forth. It's going to be the tale of this match really throughout each set.
You're 100% right. Thorpe, an animated player, and Gardy more of a reserve, lets her play speak for herself. As there's Gardy again attacking Hampton. The back set to Naji doesn't get down the line, and Carolina comes back within one.
Yeah, I think the setters from Notre Dame, they're going to look to get their right sides going, and Naji is one of those. And if she gets hot, that's going to create some problems for the Tar Heels.
Here's the chance for Gardy. Taylor is there with a nice dig.
Timing off on that one, misconnection. The middle went up a little too early on that one, and a little ball handling error.
Now tied once again inside Carmichael. Taylor serves it over. Gardy gets a touch and puts Notre Dame back in front.
What Gardy does so well is she is showing the fact that she's going to hit cross court and then turns the ball at the last minute down the line and hits high off the hands, and that's just such a tough ball to stop. That's what makes her really special, and averaging 5 kills a set.
Here's some deception as they set up Hampton once again. There's really nothing she can't do on the volleyball court.
Safi just elevates, she gets one more level if she needs to, and takes a big swing.
Hampton, no question, playing at a very high level right now. Nice touch there in the middle for Notre Dame. Smith is able to keep it alive. Gardy gets another touch. And Notre Dame once again back in front.
And May Curtis re-entering the game for Notre Dame. Maya Baker now serving.
Shutter just able to get that one over. Gardy continuing to attack that far corner. Nice touch in the middle. The whistle blows.
We had a net violation on Shutter, I think, on that one, and they just lured her into that. That's where they're trying to move the ball around, the setters for Notre Dame.
Another serve just gets over, and a great touch kill there from Laney Smith as she drops it down for North Carolina.
Haley Pierce re-entering the game for North Carolina. Safi Hampton now serving.
Hampton to serve, only one service error for North Carolina here today. Gardy gets rejected by Shutter. Here's another chance for Cordas as that one gets put down, and Notre Dame slowly but surely pulling away in this one.
Yeah, she goes with a nice off-speed, high reach, just drops the ball over the blockers. Tough ball to read by Koza.
Notre Dame continues to be aggressive with that serve, and it was a big part in why they've been so successful throughout their last few games, hanging tough with Notre Dame's most recent slate of schedule. It's been a gauntlet for the Fighting Irish. Here's another chance. Was there a touch? There was. And Sydney Elmers keeps Notre Dame in the driver's seat.
Yeah, it all starts for Notre Dame from the service line. They're not afraid to make errors. They're going to have to service tough to put the pressure on the top teams. That's a quality of a high-level volleyball program. Tough serving, and they've adopted that philosophy.
Pierce looking for a touch, but her attempt is too strong as Notre Dame creeps closer to being the first team to 20. But North Carolina will take a timeout here. They'll talk things over. Notre Dame has done some incredible stuff, and it's all thanks to Morgan Gardy, who is top 30 nationally in kills percent.
Gardy has already set the tone for this team and start playing this first set. She's gotten a lot of swings to start, hitting different angles. Tough ball to stop, but she's hitting off the top of the block in particular. Those line shots are going to have to make some adjustments to Tar Heels, and perhaps Coach Shaw's talking about that right.
With Pittsburgh and then dropped 3 sets to SMU, but have come out in North Carolina tonight playing like a team who wants to win. Pierce pushes it over. As Notre Dame will do the same. Set up in the middle is blocked. Grace Langer is there to meet North Carolina.
Langer's a big-time blocker. The last match she played against Pittsburgh, 10 blocks. She's done a great job. If she is touching a lot of ball tonight, that's going to create some problems for the opponents, for the Tar Heels.
Here's a chance for Hampton down the middle. Nothing is going right now for North Carolina on offense.
Yeah, the serve is definitely disrupting the Tar Heels quite a bit. They're not in a good rhythm. Setters, Sienna's looking to find out who can get into a hot hand, which hitter that can get things going. Looking for Hampton in the back row that time. And finally, they get a good pass. But again, the block is there for the Irish.
It's been there all night throughout this first set, giving Carolina a lot of problems offensively, like we've talked about.
Yeah.
Notre Dame just playing really well right now, sticking to their script. May takes it out. Kaza is there to set things up. Still kept alive by Baker. Sydney Elmers pushes it over. A great rally here. Here's Pierce. Was there a touch? There was. A much-needed point for North Carolina comes from Haley Pierce.
Yeah, that was a great swing by Pierce. She went high, got a piece of the top of the block, something that she needs to do, using her length, her long arms to hit at the top of the block instead of trying to bury the ball straight down. That's when she's been the most effective.
It's not often we've seen North Carolina come out flat, especially on their home turf, but it's been a while since they've been inside Carmichael. That one gets over. Sydney Elmers once again. There was a touch at the net.
Yeah, the question we had at the beginning was, can the Irish match UNC's physicality and tempo? And they certainly have. As a matter of fact, they've set the tempo so far in this match.
Comes the serve from Sample. Great touch right in the middle. Great recognition there from Jackie Taylor.
That play just got started because Maddie May nailed the ball. Great pass, allowing the threat of all 3 hitters to be out there. And Barron went with the middle. That was a great decision, and keeping Notre Dame off guard.
Here's a chance for Hampton. Kept alive by Dockery. Hampton thought about it, but May was there for the recovery. Najee tries to push it over. Thorpe and Langer meet at the net. Chaos is ensued inside Carmichael. Thorpe looks to finish it. She does. The crowd loves it.
Great rally, great defense on both sides. I like how hard Notre Dame is playing on defense, matching the quality of play that that North Carolina has been playing on the back row. And Thorpe hits that nice flat ball deep, gets a piece of it, and changes the tempo and able to get a really needed score.
A chance in the middle. Hampton is there to dig it out. The back set for Thorpe is rejected. Another chance in the middle. Taylor unable to get it over as Langer was there. And set point here for Notre Dame.
Morgan Gardy re-entering the game for Notre Dame. Sydney Elmers now serving.
Well, we've got Notre Dame's one of their top servers back at the line at the end of this set.
Another
Changes
nice
the tempo and
serve.
drops it in.
She drops it in, puts it down, and Notre Dame takes the first set 25-19. They're sticking to their script, and they're winning here at Carmichael.
Or so, consider the top 25 is where we've always wanted it to be, and it's just going to be exciting as these next weeks come along.
Here's another chance down the middle to kick things off here in this second set. Chichi Naji, the freshman for the Fighting Irish.
That's something we had not seen earlier, with them going with a 2-ball in the middle to Chichi. That changed the tempo, one-on-one block, gave the advantage to the offense so that Chichi could be able to score.
Elmers. Barant the setup for Thorpe. And that one off the shoulder of Hampton and out of play as Notre Dame takes a 2-0 lead here in the second set. Elmers again. Barant makes a good play. Hampton will just get it over. There's a chance in the middle. Langer uncertain what she should do. Hampton right down the middle, setting the tone for North Carolina in the second set. That's exactly what they needed.
Big swing from the back row. Hampton just using athleticism, muscling that ball past the block from the back row, and they need something like that to get the Tar Heels going and moving quickly, setting the tempo.
The out call comes in from the Irish. They stay away from that serve as they go back up 2. With the Irish taking that first set, you got to think changes will be coming in for North Carolina. Looking to see what they can do to try to shake things up after that first set.
Yeah, they've gone back. They've missed 2 serves right now, which at this point won't hurt them, but they need to put more pressure on Notre Dame. They need to disrupt what Notre Dame is doing from the service line, get things going there first. And so they're going to need to get into a good rhythm with their own serve.
Here's the chance for Hampton, met by the block of Notre Dame. May Cordas is there to reject.
Something we thought about, we talked about the physicality of Notre Dame, and right now they are right in sync right now at the net. They're blocking, and their back row is complementing them quite well.
Notre Dame's libero has done an incredible job today as being in position to be able to fight those kills, those swings coming from Hampton.
Yeah, she's a freshman, but she's averaging close to 3.5 to almost 4 digs per set, and done a really good job for this team, for this young team.
Well, the Irish are captaining this ship right now inside of Carmichael. They now lead by 5 on a 4-0 here tonight. We appreciate you guys joining us. I'm Mike Guerriere alongside former Tar Heel head coach Joe Segula. Happy to join you on this Friday night of an ACC battle that is shaping up to be everything you want and more as we get ready to continue with the Fighting Irish in the driver's seat on a 4-0 run. Shutter in the middle, tries to get it over, but not enough. Notre Dame grabs another point.
Mike, UNC thrives on clean serve receive and running a fast, balanced offense, and Notre Dame's been disrupting that by applying constant pressure with their serve and scoring from different areas along the court, from the middle and the right side, something that they hadn't seen as much. And UNC has to make those adjustments and be ready to battle with that at the net, with their blocking and a little better, higher level defense right now.
Maddie May comes in, and You saw her step onto the floor looking at each one of her players saying, we got this. Trying to get their heads back into this one. The back set. But Kaza is there. But Shutter can't get there as Gardy once again showcasing some other skills, this time at the service line. There's that jump serve coming in from Gardy. And about 1,000,000 miles an hour. That one gets through the block. A great chance there from Safi Hampton. And she's going to be the one to bring North Carolina back into this one.
Yeah, much needed swing. High swing by Hampton. High, get the ball right through the block. But at a point where it's difficult for the blocker to stop that ball. Those are the types of swings that are going to get UNC back in rhythm, being able to score effectively.
Chance in the middle. Great touch there from Langer. Carolina keeps it alive. Bridget Malone now in the game for North Carolina. Shutter can't deny it. And B. York is able to push it over.
And Bjork now serving.
Yeah, it looks like the Tar Heels have made a change and brought in Bridget Malone, trying to change things up a little bit, give the Irish a different look, change the rhythm of the game, see if she can impact the serve receive as well as the offense.
Smith in the right place at the right time. Here's a chance. Shutter comes up. She needed that one for some self-confidence.
Shutter did a really good job closing that block, getting outside, creating no holes in the block. Gardy had nowhere to go with that one.
Nice adjustment there from Helmer. Same thing there from Hampton. Smith pushes it through. And Carolina comes clawing back.
Smith just gave the Irish a little bit of their own medicine going off the block, and those are the kind of shots that the Tar Heels are going to have to continue to do to be able to get themselves back in this match.
Notre Dame took the first set. May can't get that one over. And Notre Dame well in front now in this matchup. UNC hasn't had to play from behind a lot in their second sets this season. It's going to be interesting to see how they adjust to being down and out against a Notre Dame opponent that has yet to let up. Malone gets denied. Taylor is there in the middle. Naji is able to punch that one through once again for the Irish, and they lead by 6.
Yeah, this is the kind of match that's going to really test UNC, see how they respond. These are the type of teams they're going to play throughout the second part of the conference season, and they're going to have to get the experience and let it overcome these situations. The big block, the physical play at the net, and they haven't seen as much of that recently. So this is a good learning opportunity for the Tar Heels.
Here's a chance for Elmers. She got that one over, but did not get it in, and it goes out of play. Nice serve there from Barron. Notre Dame has to make the adjustment, and there is Chelsea Thorpe.
She was all over that one, Thorpe, and not only that, but she creates that emotional lift after the block to create the energy and hopefully shifting the momentum in favor of the Tar Heels.
A chance right down the middle. Chichi Naji once again.
That's a big-time swing for Naji. She went against 2 blockers, cut the ball, and put the ball straight down. There's not much of an answer for that one.
A lot going right here for Notre Dame as they cash in once again at the service line. 3 aces for Notre Dame today as they continue out with one of their best servers. Here's Malone, too strong, hits one right at Coach Rockwell. Luckily just evades in the nick of time.
Yeah, just a bad connection on that one. Timing was off. Got under the ball a little too much. And sometimes you get a little anxious as a player, and those things happen. Great players, those things can happen too.
So the Fighting Irish have been in the driver's seat all game long, and it all comes to a tribute of the block for Notre Dame, shutting down this offense.
They count on the block, and they've been setting it up. They've been getting good reads on what Carolina's doing right now. So they're seeing the block. They've been good on one-on-one blocks as well as.
Here's a chance for Thorpe, and it gets on the line. A big break there for North Carolina as they come back within 5.
Julia Bollinger, re-entering the game for North Carolina.
In comes Julia Bollinger.
Julia Bollinger
Comes from quite an athletic family. She steps in getting ready to serve here for North Carolina. Have played from behind since the early goings of the first set. Here's a chance for Najee. Thorpe can't get a hand on it, and he drops in for the Irish.
Right now, the Irish are winning all of those off plays. And sometimes those things happen. They can shift the momentum on that. The Tar Heels can start doing that. But right now, all those off plays have been falling in place for the Irish. So they've had the luck of the Irish right now.
Here's the setup for Hampton, and it gets down. Sophie Hampton once again goes cross court and finds the deck for Carolina.
Jackie Taylor now serving.
That's a great swing by Sophie Hampton. She has really learned that, didn't have that in her arsenal a year or so ago, but really developed that, and has really made her a much more effective attacker.
Right down the middle once again, Anna Bjork stepping up for the Irish. Another young player that Coach Rockwell talked very highly about.
Yeah, normally we don't see a lot of offense from the middles from Notre Dame, but today, because they're passing well enough, the setters are doing a good job, and that's possibly part of their plan, but they've created a better balance.
Another setup in the middle for Shutter this time, but it gets rejected once again. Anna Bjork, and this is what Coach Rockwell talked about. The block that Anna Bjork has been able to establish has been crucial for Notre Dame.
As she gets up there, hands her, she seals the nut quite well, and taking a lot of one-on-one blocks. A little too aggressive on that one, reaching over and got a net violation.
Sienna Casa now serving.
Casa is able to serve it over. Gordas can't get it through. The block is there for North Carolina. Lauren Shutter comes up big.
Lainey Smith reaching over there, doing a really good job on the freshman right side hitter who was hitting on the left side in that rotation. Probably not as comfortable there. Did a good job sealing the block.
It's the back set for Gardy, kept alive by May. Here's Hampton as she pushes it over. Hampton there once again. Smith gets rejected. May sets up Hampton. She gets blocked. Morgan Gardy is there to reject her, and Morgan Gardy helping out defensively.
She seems to be everywhere. Wherever there's a big-time play, Gardy's involved. And now she'll go back to serve and see what kind of pressure she can put on with that jump serve.
Gardy has continued to expand her bag. We see it there. Hampton cautious of the block of Notre Dame now. Bollinger gets a hand on it. And Notre Dame is the first to 20 in the second set.
Looking at the faces of the Notre Dame players, they're very calm, in control. They're not getting too animated right now, and which is a good sign of a team maturing.
That serve, a missile right at Hampton, but it gets over. Gardy down the middle, trying to do it all herself. Back for Hampton. Here's a chance for Cindy Elmers. Now the back set for Smith. Kept up. May gets it over. Oh, what a rally. Another chance for Hampton, but she's blocked. The Fighting Irish have come into Carolina tonight and wreaked havoc in every aspect of this game.
Great defense on both sides, once again, winning those. But right now, the Irish have won a lot of those rallies, and that's been a difference right now in terms of keeping momentum on their side.
You can see the adrenaline start to come in there from Gardy. Too aggressive on the serve, but a lot of things are working in that jump serve to be able to find success here today.
Let's see now if the Tar Heels can match it from the service line and put some pressure on with their block and defense as well.
Hampton the one to serve. She's too strong in her attempt. Another service error for North Carolina. It's a chance in the middle for Shutter. But the Irish just seem to be around every corner. At North Carolina tries to get around. A great dig for May to keep it alive. Here's the back set right at Hampton. And it gets down for the freshman for the Fighting Irish.
We've watched a couple of matches this year in Notre Dame, but this is the most efficient backcourt defense I have seen so far in the way they've come out and competed.
They have shut down North Carolina tonight. As there was a touch that came in, it looked like it could have gone off Hampton towards the end of that kill. And Coach Mike Shaw not happy about it. As we take another look. I'm not seeing much there, Coach, as far as the direction changing on the ball. So it looks like it's still going on the same plane. And I didn't see any fingertips go back from that angle.
I don't think the blocker was close enough to it. They were in the general vicinity, but I didn't see a touch on that one of it as well. And so a good use of that. Here we'll see it on this one. I didn't see anything there. Hopefully they have some other angles.
With the way that it looks like it went right over Lauren Shutter's hands. Yeah. Malone in the vicinity, but not much there.
That's the first challenge of this match, and each team gets 2 challenges. And as you know, if you win your challenge, you get to keep it. You get two challenges to use in the first 4 sets. If you get to a 5th set, you get an extra one there. So that's a wise use right now rather than a timeout, especially being such a close play. And usually Coach Shaw probably looked and talked to the players and will ask them before did you touch it, you know, and to get some verification before you use one this early.
Yeah, and we usually see from these Carolina players, they plead their case. They plead their case. And no, Coach, I know what happened. And oftentimes they are right. They are right.
Yeah.
But right here, still waiting on the initial ruling, continuing to work things over. We have a great crew here tonight helping out our officiating crew. As this is a big point.
This is a big point in this set. This could change a lot of things around. Could give the Tar Heels the momentum to make a run right now. A big difference coming back from 24 versus 23. There's not much room for a breathing room when you're at 24.
Rightfully so.
Good call, good challenge by Coach Shaw.
We'll take another look at it. Just really no evidence there to prove the case of the initial call. As Carolina catches a much needed break, and let's see if that can help teeter some of that momentum onto their behalf. It's a long way to come back into this one, but they have the players, the will, and the mindset to do so. Here comes May to serve for Carolina, and she cannot get it over. Set point here for Notre Dame.
Harmony Sample and Gigi Naji re-entering the game for Notre Dame.
A little surprising. May's been a really good clutch server this year. Just something's a little off right now, but I expect her to be able to pick it up and impact the game a lot more as we go on.
Notre Dame looking to capture this second set. Here's a chance, push down, and Notre Dame will take the second set. Tour with one of those three coaches. Do it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely do it. They bring a spark and certain fire that as an athlete, you want that on your side of things when you're working in and out of the portal.
Absolutely. I think they all present a great program, building great culture on their teams, and a competitive spirit. And all of them have great campuses. So without question, if you want to go, I think create some great options for people.
Jackie Taylor comes up big for North Carolina on the block, and here you go, the momentum.
Two big positive plays, a kill and a block to get the Tar Heels started. Could be the game changer, and we'll see now how Notre Dame responds.
May is not going to get there. Sydney Helmers is able to punch that one through and bring the Irish back within one. Silence in Carmichael after that one. Here's a chance for Malone. And she comes up big for North Carolina. Haven't seen a big sample size from her, but from what we've got, there's a lot going for Bridget Malone.
Yeah, I like what she did that way. The first kill she had, she tooled the block going out off the court. This one went cross court. So if she keeps the block off balance like that, she'll create some big problems and positive plays for the Tar Heels.
Comes from another athletic family as well.
Yeah, her mom played volleyball in college. Dad was a basketball coach and player in his time.
There she is at her career high in kills versus Syracuse in her last time out. Here comes Hampton, and she gets it through the block on the far side. And Carolina now playing with the lead.
Now, this will be the first time we've seen them having a lead, and see how they handle that again. Still early in this set, but I think it's a really good start in building some confidence and noticing how the Tar Heels are working. They're scoring their points on more off the block swings than just trying to put the ball straight down.
And another big swing comes in from Gigi Naji. Another young face for this Notre Dame team that plays at a very high veteran level.
Yeah, Chi-Chi's been kind of the X factor. She's someone who, if she goes off, creates a lot of problems for teams, for opponents. And right now she's played well. We'll see if that can continue.
Too strong on the big swing on the near side, as that puts North Carolina back up 2. This is a big set here for North Carolina. We saw Notre Dame's foot on the pedal all the way down to the floor in those first 2 sets, but you feel it starting to let up here. The gas in the tank is starting to run out.
Yeah, it's hard to maintain. They have two really well-played sets to maintain that level. That's the learning curve that Notre Dame has to come up with, and the Tar Heels need to know how to respond to that.
May gets a hand on it. Malone tries to come in at the end, but Notre Dame now back in this one, and we're tied inside of Carmichael. Here's a chance for Hampton as it gets down. That's a big swing from Safi Hampton, and it puts Carolina back in front.
Nice swing. She kind of delayed a little bit, went high over the block that time instead of trying to bury it, and was able to find the court that way. And again, Safi keeps learning more and more of those shots as she plays.
Hampton, another player that continues to expand her bag as well. Great dig there from Maddie May. Smith will just get it over. She sets up Hampton, coming from the back row. And a great dig to keep it alive by Dockery. Almost took out a cameraman. Here's a chance for Malone. May keeps it alive. Smith pushes it over. Dug out by Notre Dame. Here's another chance. Kept alive by Hampton. Malone. Now back for Malone. A long rally here, and it gets finished off the block of Notre Dame. Lauren Shutter and Laney Smith.
What a great rally. Both sides playing so hard, taking big rips at the ball, and a much-needed momentum rally win for the Tar Heels. That's their first time they've won one of those rallies in this match. That could be a big change, big, important play for the Tar Heels.
Hampton with a nice serve. Anna Bjork is there in the middle. They set her up perfectly, wasting no time.
Anna Bjork now serving.
Pretty efficient day for Anna Bjork so far. They set up Smith as that one gets down for North Carolina. Bring Maddie May in to serve now. Chance on the far side. Smith is able to get to it. Carolina will just push it over. Far side, big swing, put down by the Fighting Irish.
And Gigi Ganji, re-entering the game for Notre Dame. Harmony Sample now serving.
A 6-kill day for the young freshman. Harmony Sample to serve it over. Plays it well down the line. It's been giving North Carolina a problem all day long. Najee can't get it down the line. There was no touch as well as the point goes to North Carolina.
You know, with so many freshmen and young players on the Irish, you never know what some of the players are going to come up with. So some of their freshmen come up with these great plays, and it's just a glimmer of what they could be in the future. But sometimes the coaches are really surprised, and on a positive side.
They've unlocked something in this squad later in this season, and it's on full display right now. Playing with a purpose. As that one's not going to get over for Grace Langer, and UNC is the first to 10.
This type of set is one of those character sets. You know, Notre Dame was in a similar position last week against Pitt, up 2-0, and couldn't hold on. UNC's learning to come from behind and play, and needs to try to compete in a match like this. if they're going to go far this year throughout the season.
Well, the next we've seen from them all season long here in this third set, learning to play from behind. Helped them out big time now as they grab hold of this lead with their 12th point.
Mike, I'm going to say right now, the momentum has shifted. I think we can see that right now. The first time out that the Irish have had a call, and right now they've got to settle down a little bit. And the Tar Heels have got a lot of good plays happening. And again, it's starting at the net with their block. Jackie Taylor going up there. Good timing on that ball.
So it looks like there's going to be a review.
I think they might be reviewing. It might have been a net violation on that block. Let's see what we find.
There was a net fault during the play.
So what we will be looking for is if whether or not they can see if North Carolina touched the net. It was Jackie Taylor. This will be one of the best looks we're going to get, and it doesn't look.
From this angle, it looks like the ball hit the net and had it moving.
There was some contact at the bottom of the net. As we take another look. You can see Taylor's hands start to travel down. Same thing there with Bridget Malone. So what they're looking for here is whether or not so they were looking to see if any part, her hip, her arm, or shoulder had touched the net at the bottom. But the ruling will stand as it was called on the court. A big break for North Carolina.
Yeah, probably a really good challenge at this point in the set. But since the Irish haven't used any challenges, rather than calling another timeout, I think it would have been a good way to slow things down.
That one kept alive by Barron, but Grace Langer is there in the middle to knock it down for the Irish.
Morgan Gardy, re-entering the game for Notre Dame. Sydney Homer's now serving.
So in comes Morgan Gardy for the Fighting Irish to help provide some spark for this offense. Who now plays from behind. Malone with a strong swing, and Notre Dame can't get to it.
Malone's done what she's been asked to do and create a little spark for the team. Get a couple of swings, a few kills here early in this set.
Here's a chance that's put into the back corner by Gardy.
Maisie Alexander now serving.
No surprise there where the ball's going at crucial times.
She continues to elevate her game as Hampton pushes it over. Gardy. Now for Thorpe, who pushes it through the block.
Chelsea just muscles the ball through. That's what she likes to do. Just swings hard and harder.
Thorpe for Hampton. Played beautifully for Carolina.
Looks like Safi's found her groove right now. She's seeing the block really well, cutting that ball. She's hit different angles in this set, way different than the first two sets. Those are the type of shots she'll need to continue.
Gardy with some nice touch. Bollinger will just get it over for Carolina. That one sent right down the middle from Bjork. Continues to wreak havoc in the front row.
The Tar Heels haven't had an answer yet for Bjork on those quick sets. And the setters for the Irish have done a good job in just sneaking a ball in there here and there and just keeping the Tar Heels off balance.
Nice dig from Bollinger. Now for Hampton. Gardy gets it off the shoulder, but it goes in Carolina's favor, and a fan won't get a souvenir.
It's not baseball.
Another great look there of the kill from Safi Hampton. And a timeout is taken. Just impressive stuff across the board in the ACC. A great serve coming in from Sienna Causa, and she gets it down. A big-time ace for Carolina in what is their first of today's matchup.
That's a big serve after a timeout, and to keep the momentum going, something that we hadn't seen earlier in the match. He jinxed it. I jinxed it.
The broadcaster's curse is 100% true, and I don't care what anybody says. It's like clockwork. Here's Gardy with the jump serve. Now Hampton. Her and Gardy battling it out. May gets it over. Here's the setup down the middle from the back row for Gardy.
That's the first time we've seen that in this match, with Gardy attacking from the back row. They haven't needed her before this. We'll be curious to see if the Irish go to her a little bit more in that position.
To the jump serve. Doesn't catch the end line and goes out of play.
Now serving.
Carolina trying to stay alive in this match. Set up on the near side for Cindy Helmers. As they bring it out for Malone. Back to the far side they go for the Irish. And it's the freshman once again knocking it down.
With Gardy out of the match right now and her rotation subbing out, the other players from the Irish are going to have to step up and see what they can do right now, or it's just a chance for the Tar Heels to run away with this set. Hopefully put some pressure on them and score a few more points.
Nice serve, just gets over Malone. Men on the block for the Irish. They go back to her and she cashes in. North Carolina is the first to 20 here in the third set. Another great chance there from Malone. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And they go right back to her.
I think she's learning from Hampton those angles, and she's learning to do the same thing, finding the open court.
Helmers is met by the block of Carolina. They go back to the freshman who gets rejected by Malone. Freshman on freshman crime right there, and Carolina comes up with it.
Bit of a tight set there for the Irish, and then Malone was all over that, reaching over, sealing the net, doing a really good job in looking across the net and seeing where that ball was going to cross.
A great serve comes in from May, and Dockery can't get a hand on it. And it's point Tar Heels.
Well, we've made a sub for the Notre Dame now, bringing Gardy back in there. We'll see if they go to her from the back row.
Here's a chance once again for the freshman. Calls is there. As they set up Gardy. And the back row down the middle. And the point goes to Carolina. There was no touch. Fans on their feet inside of Carmichael. That one pushed over, but Laney Smith is there. Set point for North Carolina.
Set point, North Carolina.
Here's the chance. That one off the block of Carolina. And Cindy Elmers puts a lot on the back of her attempts, and she punches that one through.
It remains set point, North Carolina.
Harmony Sample to serve. There's Malone. They get a chance for Hampton down the middle. Paz is able to keep it up. A chance for Naji, and she gets it down. There was a touch at the net, excuse me, and Notre Dame stays alive in this third set.
I think everyone thought that that was the end of that set, but Lions person called a touch. Confirmed, yeah.
Set point here for North Carolina. A nice serve from Sample. It goes off the hands of Malone. And the Irish still in this. Go right back at Malone. The freshman on the big swing. Here she is again. The defense there. Gardy gets it over. There was another touch. And the Irish are climbing back into this third set. The fans are not too happy about the call. A timeout will be taken here by North Carolina. It's been a tough showing for Carolina on offense throughout those first two sets. The offense has stepped up, but a big reason why Carolina could not get going in the beginning of this match, it was the block for Notre Dame that really stepped up, and we take a look at some of the blocks that happened in those first and second sets. Carolina doing a really good job on the block. It's been a big part of why they've been able to climb back here in this third set.
It looks like the blockers from UNC are getting a lot better vision on what's happening there. You can see across, you can look at their eyes. They're getting a much better read on the setters from Notre Dame right now. So they're getting in position a lot earlier to be able to seal the net. That's been a big difference. I think earlier in the match, they were a little bit off. I think they're a lot more focused, locked in on what's going on, which has really allowed them to touch a lot more balls.
Carolina within arm's reach of taking this third set. But the Irish continue to lean heavily upon Morgan Gardy on a 13-kill day. She's still out there for the Irish. Coach Rockwell looking for some spark from her best player. May, the setup for Malone. The block is there. It gets down, though. Carolina takes the third set. towards the end of this 2025 season. A lot of shifts to come in the top 25, in the top 16 as well. And we could see a shift within the top 25 depending on the results of today's matchup.
Absolutely. When you get to the end of October, games get really interesting. Every set counts, every match counts. It seems to take on significantly more importance.
And in comes Morgan Gardy, who I have yet to see crack a smile after one of her kills. She's all business out there.
She is. She's very even emotionally. That was a great play by Barron. We're looking at the result of Jackie Taylor getting the swing, but Barron read the fact that there was no block on the other side. She just left. I think she went early to probably block Hampton, and it left Jackie Taylor all by herself in the middle.
We go back to Gardy once more. There was a touch, and she continues to be the spark this Notre Dame offense needs.
I think it'll be really interesting to see as this set progresses how many balls go to Gardy right now, because we know she's the point scorer for that team, and who else could contribute, and can the Tar Heels neutralize her a little bit?
Just get it over. The far side attempt on the big swing is too strong cross court for the freshman.
Jackie Taylor now serving.
Barron, the setup for Hampton. She can't punch it through, and the point goes in favor of the Irish.
Looks like North Carolina was trying to push the tempo on that one, instead a little faster set to Hampton. Just off a little bit on that connection, but that's the type of ball that Southampton likes to hit, and if they can get her that ball, she'll score. She can average 4 or 5 kills in this set.
There's Gardy again from the back row, keeping things alive for the Irish. Barron, the back set for Thorpe is there. What a beautiful ball placed by Chelsea Thorpe for North Carolina.
And again, a great decision by Barron, going back, finding Chelsea Thorpe. Basically, the block wasn't even close to it, and she just crushed that ball.
There is a lot of players that put a smile on my face, but none like Chelsea Thorpe. But the way that she plays and how animated she is, just the little celebrations that she does, it makes it all the worthwhile to watch.
You know, her leadership on this for this team over the last 2 years has been phenomenal, both on the court and off the court, and she's a fun player to watch.
So it looks like the officials are going to talk things over. So a challenge will be coming in, of whether or not the ball was in or out. As both sides continue to talk things over, good opportunities to get some conversations going. We'll take another look at the initial call, and pretty clear to tell there that that one's out of play. Shouldn't be too much of a conversation for our officiating crew here today, doing a stand-up job. Into this fourth set, there's a lot of things that Carolina has been able to elevate, and Sophie Hampton being one of those players to step up. But we just mentioned her. Chelsea Thorpe was a part of the initial triple threat for this North Carolina team, and she stepped up big.
Yeah, I think Chelsea Thorpe as well as Lainey Smith right now, if they both get hot, that's going to be the difference in this match, because we know the ball's going to end up going to Southampton and probably every now and then to Jackie Taylor. But if the right side players can, at this point, because they've been very quiet in the first couple of sets because of the out of system play, if they can get hot right now, that's going to change everything and move momentum even more difficult for Irish to compete with.
So the call will stand, as it was in fact a ball out. We'll take one more look. Another great look from our crew here today, and clear evidence. You can see the blue in between the white line, and the call will stand.
So that leaves each team now with one challenge left through these 4 sets.
Back into the 3rd set we go. Bjork the serve. Hampton with a nice attempt. Irish will just get it over. Here's a chance for Malone. A great dig from Dockery to keep it alive. Lainey Smith now with a nice touch. The back set for the freshman is not gonna count, as the point goes for the Tar Heels.
The Notre Dame effort was really good, really, in that one. That back row save really kept that rally alive. However, they were just hit the ball towards the antenna on that one.
All knotted up at 4 apiece in this 3rd set, as the lead now goes to Notre Dame, and Sydney Helmers getting it done on the block. A huge addition in the transfer portal for this Notre Dame squad.
Yeah, I like the way Helmers has played, and she's matured. As I mentioned earlier, she's hasn't played as much, so she's still considered one of the younger players. She probably has the experience of a sophomore, but she keeps getting better, and what a great compliment to Gardy as well.
Another great point there from Bridget Malone, talking with Coach Shaw and what he's had to say about her, and a player who forced his hand, and someone who they had to play, and she's been a big part of this offense when she steps on the court. Helmers gets rejected. You see a big smile on her face. She wants it back. Battling for it now, kept alive by May. Malone pushes it over, and it gets down. What a rally and what a finish for North Carolina.
Another really great rally. This time again, Tar Heels coming on top at the end there. Good testament to their training and the mental toughness.
Najee met by the block of Carolina. Elmers pushes it over, but it's not going to find the line. Carolina leads by 2. Here's a chance right down the middle for Langer, is denied. Kept alive by North Carolina. Smith gets it over. Here's a chance for Helmers, and it's not gonna get there. Another point for North Carolina.
This is the defense we've used to seeing from the Tar Heels all season long, which is why they've kept all their opponents to hitting under 160 on the season. This is now that team that's showing up here.
Carolina continuing to be efficient, as this time Lucy Trump punches it through on the near side and gets it past Bridget Malone.
Sydney Helmers now serving.
Sydney Helmers now to serve. Goes right at Hampton. Here's a chance for Malone. Down the line she goes.
Tar Heels recognized immediately that Lucy Trump is on the front row, much smaller blocker. That matchup goes to Malone, and she's able to put that ball away without much interference at the net or the block.
Bridget Malone creeping within one of her career high in kills as Chelsea Thorpe is there in the right place at the right time to push it over. A 4-point lead now over the Irish. We step aside one more time here on ACC Network. Dominant ACC matchup with Carolina playing from behind. Gardy gets it past the block of Carolina, and they're back within 3.
Daisy Alexander now serving.
They go back to Malone once again, who punches it through the block.
The freshman's got the hot hand right now. She has made a difference. She's playing really well. As we mentioned earlier, sometimes freshmen can come off and play above what their level is. And this is an exciting time for them. And she's really giving the Tar Heels the lift that they've needed and changing the rhythm of the game.
Matches her career highs in kills. She did in their last time out versus Syracuse. Great dig there from May. Back to Hampton, who gets rejected. The block for the Irish is there, and it looks like Lucy Trump was the one to reject it.
And May Cordes, re-entering the game for Notre Dame. By Baker now serving.
Here's Maya Baker. Thorpe got a hand on it, but an unfortunate hand as that one will drop, and the Irish grab another point.
The Irish have been really good at serving towards the deep toward the corners and the sidelines, and it seems like they're targeting the zone 1 of the court.
The serve has been crucial against a team like North Carolina, who has had some struggles defending it. But here comes the Irish. They're back within 1.
We'll see if they keep going to the same area, the same zone, which has created some issues for the Tar Heels.
We go back to a similar location. Here's a chance for Hampton. It got off some hands on the block. And another point for North Carolina. They bring Lauren Shutter back in for Carolina. It's been a big part of the block, along with her and Chelsea Thorpe. There's Jackie Taylor, the one to serve. Here's the back set for Gardy. It gets down.
No surprise there who the ball's going to when they need it.
Cross court, great location. 17 kills for Gardy today, as the missile of a serve comes in. There's a chance for Helmers. Barant sets up Thorpe again, and she knocks it down. Just continuing to be animated and brings whatever emotion she had on the floor to the sidelines, and it's exactly what you need when your team is down and out. Nice serve there from Kaza. That was Bollinger on the serve, but Carolina is able to get it over and slowly starting to pull away now.
Both right side hitters for the Tar Heels are hitting the ball cross court in that same zone, and the Irish don't have an answer for that. They haven't made any adjustments on their block right now, something they did earlier in the match. Right now, the offense of the Tar Heels has the advantage.
It's the back set as they just try to get it over, and they do. Another point for the Irish. Cordes, the one there. Another one of those freshmen for the Irish who have stepped up. Another chance for Hampton as it gets down.
Bridget Malone, re-entering the game for North Carolina. Sophie Hampton now serving.
3-point lead for the Tar Heels. Cindy Elmers attacking Hampton, but she's there on the response. The freshman Cordes can't get it over, and the point goes to the Tar Heels.
And block was set up really well by the Tar Heels, by Malone and Shutter, and the right side player just takes the ball a little too wide. It hits the antenna, creating an unforced error for the Irish. This is one of the better point scoring rotations for the Tar Heels right now, with Malone up there and Smith.
Malone back out there for the Tar Heels. Hampton too strong on her serve, and another service error on the board for North Carolina. Bridget Malone back out there. One of the biggest offensive pieces so far in these later sets. They go right back to Malone, who gets blocked. Try to attack with Lainey Smith. Now Sydney Helmers looking for the touch. She's not going to get it. They're pleading for it to Coach Rockwell. And uses her final challenge.
Helmers has been going after that line shot and missed a few times. At that time, they're hoping that they've got a touch on it. I didn't see it yet, but we will see.
Here's another great look. If there was a touch, and I can see the middle finger, maybe even the ring finger there of Smith flex back. Here's another look. Yeah, you can see it even on the downswing, the way her hands clasp.
Yes.
It's going to be very crucial camera angle there that they're going to use.
Yeah. This is a big call in this set. Can change things around for both teams. We'll see what kind of view they have. But we saw a touch from here, from this angle.
It's a big swing of things. It certainly is a big call. As we take another look at this one, and this is probably the best angle that we have. They slow it down right there, and you can see some of the fingers on the right hand of Smith start to flex and make contact with the ball. So the call could very well be reversed, and that's a huge momentum shifter. It brings Notre Dame back within 3, and Notre Dame has done a good job when playing from behind, just struggling to get over that hump throughout the last few weeks, and they've got a real opportunity to do so today.
Yeah.
After the review, the decision will be reversed. There was a long touch.
A reverse on the call. So he grabbed that same look again, and it's a great call from the officials.
Yeah, you can see that that finger just get a little piece of that.
Yeah, the beauty of instant replay.
Well, let's see now if the Irish's service pressure can get them some momentum again as it did earlier, and see who they're going to target.
Back within 2 are the Irish. Lainey Smith knocks one down. What a swing there from Lainey Smith.
Yeah, we spoke about this earlier, how the right sides, both Smith and Thorpe, have got to produce some numbers, and they're doing that right now, keeping them ahead of the Irish throughout this set.
Malone. Great touch over there from Langer. There was some hands at the net.
Yeah, we had a net violation, I believe, on Jackie Taylor on that one.
Sydney Helmers now serving.
Irish have done a good job in just trying to create some different interference, setting the ball towards the middle.
May comes in with a great dig, but it's not going to amount to anything there.
Great defensive effort by the Tar Heels. Those type of plays, you don't often get the point, but they keep the momentum and the energy on your side, and they're really important. So you love and you reward that effort level.
They set up Laney Smith. Now a chance for Gardy as they attack right at May. And the point goes to the Irish, and we're tied up at 17.
We have a net violation on the way up on that one.
So timeout taken by North Carolina, and they have struggled to find an answer for Morgan Gardy with 18 kills here in Carmichael tonight.
Gardy just keeps getting it done. Just when you think the Irish are getting out of it, she comes up with another big play. She's a special player for the Irish right now. And we know if they're going to do anything in this match, the ball is going to go to her. And we're going to see the same thing. That's just a natural skill, a talent that she has.
Well, talking with Coach Rockwell, her play certainly speaks for itself, but when she speaks, people listen because she doesn't say much. As Coach said, we're working on it with her, but a lot of things are starting to fall into place for the Irish.
Now this is a big rotation for the Tar Heels. They've got Chelsea Thorpe out there, Barrett, the veteran setter, out there, and we'll see how this matches up. Starts with a really good serve.
Langer struggled there on the serve receive. As Notre Dame still behind by 2. Carolina looking to be the first team to 20 in this 4th set. And Notre Dame comes back to respond. And there's Morgan Gardy once again. Gets her 19th kill on the day. Back within 1 are the Irish. Alexander just gets that one over, but it's North Carolina who's the first to 20.
A little miscommunication on that short ball. Great save by Jackie Taylor. Keeping the momentum on the Tar Heel side of the court.
Here's a chance for Gardy. She goes right at May, but she keeps it alive. Now Hampton's turn. Sophie Hampton comes down with a big swing for Carolina, and they grab their 21st point.
I think I love how this play starts because.
And step up. It's an exciting time to be a part of the volleyball world. Is that serve too strong coming in for Malone? And Notre Dame still creeping closely back into this 4th set. Another service error for North Carolina. Their total climbs to 11. Barrett for Hampton. It still stays alive. The block is there. Gardy can't get it through. Taylor and Thorpe are there to deny it.
That ball went up so high, gave the blockers at UNC a lot of time to get there in position and to seal that block because they knew the ball was going to go to Gardy, and they were in a really good position. Thorpe had really good hand penetration over the net.
That attempt is too strong and not there for Harmony Sample, as Carolina clawing back in the back end of this match.
So the Irish have gone to a 5-1. They're setters in the front row right now with Sample in the front row. This is the first time we've seen that in this match, and they're out of their 6-2 right now.
So Malone over there getting worked on. She does have a bloody nose. They're just making sure that she's okay and the blood stops flowing from her nose. So volleyball takes over Sunday afternoon on ESPN. We start at 1 Eastern with Arkansas squaring off against Florida. Then 3 Eastern for number 21 North Carolina hosts number 8 Louisville in a top 25 ACC battle. Both are also available on the all-new ESPN app. And this is a big game for both sides. Tonight is no different for Notre Dame in North Carolina, but if you're a Tar Heel fan and have been paying attention in the ACC, your eyes are on Sunday.
Yes, I mean, they first need to get through this match tonight, but they know that they've been focused on playing a team that's ranked above them, and this is a chance to be playing them at home on their court. Big time weekend for them.
They go back to Gardy. She gets rejected, but it's going to go in favor of the Irish, and they get their 20th point back within 3. They're going to make the decision on whether or not that was in or out of bounds, but from that look right there, you can see enough blue in between the white line to show that that ball went out of play. But they'll take a quick look over at the table.
Carolina is challenging the ball.
So the ball is out, is what is being challenged here right now.
Just brought to you by Physicality, famous original.
So we take another look at this
here.
Another good look at that one. Just throws in at when the ball makes the contact with the floor.
From that angle, we see a little bit of blue there, so that's the call may stand.
Still waiting on the initial ruling, but what a 4th set we've had here between these two sides, as the call will stand as we await the official ruling.
Will stand.
Final challenge used there for North Carolina. And we're back into it here in this 4th set. Morgan Gardy to serve. Coach still talking it over with the official. Now we're all ready to go. Gardy the serve. The missile can't get it over. Set point North Carolina.
Well, that kind of momentum will carry them through this set and into the 5th set right now, and things are looking positive for the Tar Heels.
That's how you respond after being down and out in the first 2 sets. They come back strong here in the 3rd and 4th. In comes the serve. Just gets over and down. Carolina takes the 4th set and have an opportunity to take the match in the 5th. What an exciting game we've had here tonight inside Carmichael. We step aside once. Have a nice career as a Tar Heel.
Absolutely, and you love the fact as coaches to have the daughters of coaches, because you know they get it. They know how to play and compete. This match, this set right now, will be interesting chess match between both coaches. What minor adjustments to make, nothing big. Right now we see Notre Dame has gone back to bringing Chi-Chi back on the court, where they had finished that last set in a 5-1. So they bring her back, big physical presence, to see how that goes.
The Irish with an early 2-0 lead. As Maisie Alexander comes in. She came in late in the 4th set. Now seeing some more time here in the 5th. The serve comes over. The setup for Malone. There was a touch, but Helmers keeps it alive. Najee can't get there, and the point goes to North Carolina. The serve from Malone. As they work it to Gardy. May with a nice dig to keep it alive. Back to Gardy again. And it's rejected by Carolina. Gardy with some touch. Barant to Thorpe. They set her up nicely, but Gardy and Bjork are there to reject it.
You're getting a little emotional now at the net, both sides, knowing every point is so valuable. The blockers getting a little bit, putting a little bit more into their energy.
Barant for Hampton. Hampton with a nice big swing. And North Carolina back within 1.
That's such a good swing by Safi. She was facing sharp cross court, but took a little off of it, hit it deeper. Difficult for the left back to make that read and put them out of position to be able to score on that one.
Too strong on the attempt from Bollinger. As the Irish go back up 2. This is familiar territory for the Fighting Irish. They were in this situation just a few days ago against number 6 Pittsburgh. And now back in the same situation in Carmichael against another ranked opponent. Bjork in the middle comes down with it, but an even better serve from Gardy to start it.
Yeah, Gardy's pressure that she's putting on with that intense serve just comes on you so fast and dips down low.
Right now have some games in front of them that can help them increase that ranking.
Yeah, right now the Tar Heels need to win the matches of the teams with the RPI below them and try to steal a couple of the ones ahead of them. That's the way they're going to increase their opportunity and create the good seeding of opportunity to get the postseason play.
So the anticipation continues to build as we take a look at the tournament resume for North Carolina. Their best wins coming against Florida and Virginia Tech. Florida ranked 11th at the time of that win. Still in front of North Carolina in the RPI. Hampton pushes it over. It's the Irish who lead by 3 inside Carmichael. Here's a chance for Helmers. Now the back set for Thorpe. Cordes is there. They go back to Helmers, who gets it down in the middle. And we'll take another look at this one.
She swings really high on that one, and it just falls up there, like early in the match, right in the middle of the donut, we call it. It's just a lot of indecision at that ball.
Jump serve from Gardy. May is there. The chance for Thorpe. Batted up into the air. Gardy keeps it alive. Now the setup for Hampton. They go back to Thorpe. A big rally here. comes to a close in favor of Carolina. Cordes too strong in the cross-court swing, and it goes out of play.
We're seeing a lot of great defensive effort on both sides right now. The rallies are getting longer, and every swing is important. And right now, it's going to matter of their mental toughness, how hard they train, and who's going to be a little sharper at the end of this match.
Go back to Sydney Helmers again. And the Irish are back in front. They lead by 4. They've held the pace so far here in this final set. Bjork serves it over. Now the big swing for Hampton. That one gets down. And a much-needed point coming on behalf of Safi Hampton for Carolina.
You can see how Koza set the ball faster tempo for Safi Hampton. That's the ball she likes to swing at. She can do a lot more with it, and that gives her a really good opportunity to score.
15 kills for Safi Hampton. Shaping up to be another great performance, but the freshman on the near side steps up once again. That's her 10th kill here today for May Cordes. Tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, the ACC Huddle crew will be at the University of Louisville to get you ready for another full day of football with a 2-hour pregame show. They'll have game previews along with expert analysis and featured stories right here on ACC Network and the all-new ESPN app. Back here for set 5. We continue to work through this 5th and final set. Carolina grasping onto anything right now. They've relied heavily upon Safi Hampton and Bridget Malone, but who else can step up for the Tar Heels? Right down the line, but it's not gonna come in. Lainey Smith thought there was a touch to come. And a challenge comes in. And you can see it bounce off of the left shoulder blade of Sydney Elmers.
The coaching staff is a little bit upset because of the fact that that seemed like a pretty obvious call, and understandably.
Another great look from our crew. Clear change of direction on that ball.
Looked like it caught her elbow.
Ever so subtle that it could be hard to catch live.
Yeah.
But it looks like there could be enough evidence there for the call to be reversed. And some fans are flabbergasted by the idea of that not being a touch.
After the review, the original decision will be reversed. The ball is
So the call is overturned. And a great timely challenge coming in from head coach Mike Shaw as he looks to keep his Tar Heels alive in this ACC matchup.
And the crowd's roaring, and they're trying to create as much momentum and advantage for their home Tar Heels as possible right now.
One of the best environments to play in the ACC. Here's a chance for Najee, but Hampton is there. Malone gets it down. Who do you call the freshman to come up for North Carolina?
That sharp cross-court ball that Malone's been hitting, that Safi Hampton learned earlier, has really been working for the Tar Heels right now. They don't have an answer for that one.
What a play at the net by Malone. Surpasses her career high in kills. Now with 12 here today.
And she still has that cotton swab sticking out of her nose and playing at a high level.
Tough as nails is Bridget Malone. Timeout taken by Notre Dame as Carolina.
You see how things work. You need some to develop your bench. I think Coach Shaw's done a really good job in giving her some opportunities to grow. And now, and in a certain, with that experience, now you can come through in some big matches.
Najee is able to punch that one through the block. Skips all the way across to the near side. And the Irish are still in the lead. Now back up 2.
Big time in this set right now. With Gardy at the front row, we know the ball's going to go to her, and a tough server back there.
They go right to the freshman once again. And North Carolina is not happy with some of the calls that have been called out here, and another challenge to come out.
I'm not sure what where they're looking for the touch, either on the block or on the defender on this one. We'll take a good look at it.
It's a good close-up shot. It looks like the ponytail of Gardy. Yeah.
There's a possibility if they take a good look at Gardy, if it touched her.
This North Carolina challenge is brought to you by
It got some of the hair of the ponytail there.
Looks like it.
And I don't know if that still does count.
Yes.
So the fans love it. The call's reversed. And just like we said, Coach, the touch off the ponytail gets the call reversed.
Sometimes it's a game of inches or less.
Carolina back in this one.
So we've got the best lineup for the Irish right now at the end of this set, as well as for the Tar Heels, with Chelsea Thorpe coming back in here. Be interesting to see what happens in the battle at the net.
Another great chance gets down for the Irish as they go back up 2. Morgan Gardy once again. Now reaches her 22nd kill here tonight inside of Carmichael. Bare ant for Malone. Helmers is there. She hits that one a mile high into the air. Malone, great touch. And it's going to go in Notre Dame's favor. There was no touch there. And Coach Mike Shaw once again not happy with the call, and he breaks out the challenge once again. Putting his foot down.
That one challenge he's had left has had a lot of lives.
Take another look. It's tough to tell from that angle.
From that angle, yeah, if they get a closer angle.
It's close. It's really close on that right hand of Najee.
Yeah.
There wasn't much to see from that right pinky finger, but there was a little something. But maybe not enough to be able to reverse this one. Still waiting on the call.
This crowd will either go crazy with enthusiasm or anger right after this.
Really tough to tell there. It looks like there could maybe be a finger flexing back, but it's tough to tell. It really is tough to tell. Not everything's gonna be ice cream and cupcakes for you, so something's got to be hard about our job. But what a set it has been.
I don't know
if
we've had a record of how many challenges in this 15-point set right now.
Well, he's certainly creeping towards the record. if we don't know what it is already. Still talking things over. It's a tough call to make out on the floor. Coach Shaw just still keeping his players animated and involved and still set on what the task is at hand.
Task is going to be, no matter what happens, get the next point. That's the goal right now. They win this challenge, you want to win that next point.
After the review, your call before the stand due to
So it's an unsuccessful challenge from Coach Shaw. The call stands, and so does the point for Notre Dame. To the passer, and she drops that one in.
You know, I kind of expected that. Jackie Taylor's been quiet for a while. We hadn't passed well enough. We got the great pass. Great finish by Jackie Taylor, bringing a lot of momentum for the Tar Heels.
Put a little extra on the end of that kill. Barron looking to set it off. There was some interference at the net. And what a call. Carolina's back within one.
Yeah, Gardy was a little too aggressive, reached over, interfered with the set by the setter's play by UNC. You can't do that. You cannot interfere with the play when it's on your side.
Coach Rockwell pleading her case on that one. One of the very few mistakes we've seen this Notre Dame team make. As it brings up Malone to serve. Here's the back set for Najee. He just pushes it over. Barron for Thorpe. The block is there. You betcha. Carolina ties things up at 11.
Chelsea Thorpe coming through as one of the team leaders. Big time swing, swinging high and aggressive. High and hard. That's her best shot.
Big chance coming down from Najee. Barron is able to dig it out. One more time for Thorpe. There was a touch, maybe not. And it's going to go in Notre Dame's favor.
Just misses on that one.
Just missed the fingertips of Gardy. Notre Dame back up one. You have to win by 2 in this 5th set. Here's a chance for Hampton. Helmers can't get there, and we're tied once again. The momentum shifts in this game have been crazy.
Amazing. And we've got the go-to players on both sides doing the scoring. You've got Hampton for the Tar Heels, Gardy for the Irish, and let him just go after taking all these big swings.
Knotted up at 12 apiece inside Carmichael. Here's a chance for Thorpe. She's blocked. And a boosting Trump. She goes to attack Hampton. Hampton gets it down right off the block of the Irish, and we're tied once again.
Big time swing. That's what you want at the end of the match. Big time, your best players getting a big swing. And Safi Hampton coming through. They've got another freshman serving for the Tar Heels.
Big moments for these youngsters. Great serve comes in. Wow. Carolina takes the lead. All business for Sienna Causa. What a serve. Timeout Notre Dame.
That serve was nasty. That serve dropped right in front of that passer. That's a tough ball to pass, especially when you at the end of the match, you're getting a little tight. They're giving you everything tonight on the road. And the Tar Heels are doing a great job playing, coming from behind, playing hard, playing smart.
Kaza serves it over. There's a chance. Shutter's there on the block. They keep it alive. Smith gets it down, and Carolina the crowd is into it. They're gonna look at it. Coach Shaw pressing the ball